Good morning! Kita pala yung unan ko. Ayan, kung wala kayong mamahaling upuan, make sure na may at least unan kayo dito sa likod para hindi sumakit yung likod niya. Yung mga students dyan, tsaka yung mga nagtatrabaho sa bahay. Anyway, sige, diretso na tayo sa topic natin this morning. Human standard versus God's standard. Which should matter? Ayun, may pa-title tayo. Which do you think should matter? Ayan, so ako, I grew up trying to meet all the standards I know. Standard of my parents, of my teachers, tapos yung school. Well, they did not force me to, but I just felt the need to. Kasi, mahirap lang kasi kami dati. Wow, dati lang. So, I know that I needed scholarship. Ayan. So, kaya, tinatry ko talaga na ma-meet yung mga standards, especially standard ng teachers ko, tsaka ng school. So, yun. Well, that is a very long story to tell. Siguro minsan pagkwentuhan natin sa ibang videos ko. Pero, ayun. So, nakagraduate ako, and then I started working. It had been in my system to try to meet all the standards I know. Hanggang sa yun nga, pati sa work, ganun na yung nasa sistema ko. Tapos, I think up to the point of pleasing the people around me. Well, I don't think there's wrong about pleasing the people around you. Minsan kasi kasama siya sa pakikisama mo sa kanila. What's wrong is when you are living to please them. That's a different thing. Na hindi ka na mahagalaw because you're always thinking, what would they think or what would they say if I do this, if I do that, if I say this, if I wear this, diba? If I cut my hair, if magpabangs ka, diba? That's a different story. That's living to please them already. Okay, yun yung mali. Alright? Well, ayun nga. So here's a fact pala. You cannot please everybody. You know why? Because all of us, we have different sets of standard. Okay? Iba-iba kasi yung gusto natin. For example, ako gusto ko ng tahimik. Pwedeng yung friend ko gusto niya ng medyo maingay. Diba? Paano ma-please kami parehas? Parang ang babaw na example ko. But that is a fact. You cannot please everybody. Okay? Well, good thing is that you ought to please just one. You ought to please just one, and that is God. Okay, so the question now is, what is God's standard? That is so much to talk about in a few minutes of video, but let me read to you in 1 Samuel 16:7. But the Lord said to Samuel, "Do not look at his appearance or his stature, because I have rejected him. Man does not see what the Lord sees, for man sees what is visible, but the Lord sees the heart." God looks at the heart. He looked at David's heart. Si David kasi yung tinutukoy dito sa verse na to eh. Basahin niyo yung buong story ha, when you have the time. Ayun. So, sasabihin natin, hindi pala importante kay God yung performance ko, importante lang sa Kanya yung puso ko. Well, hindi importante kay God yung performance mo. That is true if your heart is wrong. Even if you are able to meet all the standards, all the standards of this world, or even exceed them, if your heart is wrong, wala din yan kay God. Okay? So, He looks at our heart. And when your heart is correct, it will definitely manifest in your performance. Kung paano nangyari din kay David. Because his heart is correct, it manifested in his performance. Yung faithfulness niya, doing his responsibilities from the time that he was still a shepherd up to the time that he became the king. Yes, may flaws, pero nakikita talaga sa performance natin when our hearts are correct. Okay? So, it's the same with you. If you are a student, if you are a young professional, or a parent, if your heart is correct, it will definitely manifest in whatever you are doing. In your studies, at work, makikita yan. Okay? So, if your heart is correct, I have 3 things here. If your heart is correct, you do things not to please people, but to please God. If your heart is correct, you do things not to meet standards of this world, but to bring glory to God. And lastly, if your heart is correct, you do things according to the will of God, according to what He says in His Word, in the Bible. Okay? So don't bear the pressure of meeting all the standards of this world, because what matters most is God's standard, and He looks at your heart. Alright? So I hope you're not only encouraged by this video, but you are also reminded na mag-focus ka dun sa standard ni God, kasi yun yung pinaka-importante. And if you know a friend of yours who might need to hear this, I hope you can share this with him or her. And if you want to support the mission of this channel, that is to encourage people to live life with an open Bible, I hope you subscribe to this channel. Kay tulungan tayo. Ayun lang for this morning. Mahaba pa yung araw. So, have a blessed day ahead. Tsaka, yun, take time to read the story of David, later. Okay, God bless. Bye-bye.